Man, that thing has some very spiky tires. I mean, you have to wonder, does that even help in the desert? I mean, if Game 3 is anything to go on, the best tire to use would be a scoop. I feel like spikes only really work in the mud. Oh well, that's why I'm not a car enthusiast. Anyway, what's cracking, people? I'm Anansi, and welcome back to Jack 3. In the last one, we piloted a walker mech, and then we destroyed some metalhead grubs to get a light eco crystal. There were new secrets available that I didn't look at yet, but we'll come back to those when we come back to those. In the meantime, let's go see what Cleaver wants.
Cleaver, I need to find some very special precursor artifacts, but I'm running out of time.
Wait a tick. I just traded a very rare artifact indeed to a nice band of metalheads. It was an ugly piece of hardware. Looked like a dog's breakfast to me. But those toothers paid handsomely. They seemed nice enough. Good ivories they had, if you dig fangs and claws. I bet if you crank up that dunk, you and the offsider just might be able to catch him.
I'll drive. Jack, you get on the gun. Daxter, just get in, sit down, and shut up.
This is why I think Sig's is pretty much one of Jack's really only good friends. Anyway, what does Cleaver mean when he said he sold these things to the metalheads? You might be thinking, oh, that makes no sense. Well, if you remember in Jack 2, and I suppose you haven't seen Jack 2, but if you're watching Jack 3, I'm assuming you've either seen or played Jack 2 at some point. One of the main the main bad guy was a metalhead named Core. He was a metalhead leader, and he could talk. He could talk, and he could make deals. And Daxter, one of the main antagonists, is also a metalhead leader, but they are a leader of a different brigade of metalheads. They can also talk and make deals. So it's not beyond the realm possibility that there are metalheads who can kind of deal, but if it's these metalheads, I somehow doubt that. By virtue of the fact that these metalheads are pretty big. So what I'm thinking is, Cleaver saw these metalheads, and got too scared to do anything about it. So he just said he sold them, but he really didn't. Oh, by the way, this is a surrogate gun section. You're basically just going to, you're basically just on rails. Sig's driving. Obviously, we can just last what, 3 minutes. So I don't think you have to kill all the metalheads. I think it helps. But you're mostly just surviving. It's pretty much just a survival scenario. So little one summer, there it is. Kind of reminds me of that shooting section from oh crap, that's right. Reminds me of the shooting section, or the on-rail section actually, from Star Fox Adventures. I did that one, I think, last year. Once I did that one on the channel last year. But yeah, no, yeah, it's always just a survival segment. It isn't too difficult. Like, you don't have to kill all of them. Some of them turn around so fast and have so much health that you really don't have to worry about it. Now this segment, I'm not even going to pretend like I've ever done it and never gotten hit. I'm not even going to pretend like that ever happened. So I think I'm fairly certain that's impossible. If you can do it, I am more than welcome to hear the story of how you did it. But I don't think it's possible because the turret doesn't turn fast enough to get you to what's the word? It doesn't turn fast enough to allow you to intercept these bombs quite like that. I think this is the one. Yep, that was it. Out of control. But yeah, that was the last one. At most health.
You got another item for the forest. That is called a quantum reflector. What it does? I don't know. But Omen and Kira said you needed it.
Okay, a quantum reflector. Now, I will admit, it didn't actually dawn on me on my first playthrough of the game. Actually, it didn't dawn on me until like my 4th playthrough of Jak 3. That the main reason why you're doing all of this stuff, why you're getting these items in the Wasteland, is because the Wasteland was already set up to be the area where you will find all these old precursor artifacts. Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, you set up early in the game that there are precursor monks out here. They worship the precursors. The sand dunes, you know, when sandstorms come up, they reveal precursor artifacts. You also got her shooting back there. If you hit a Wastelander, they won't come after you, but the individual one you do hurt will start shooting at you till you're dead. Learned that the hard way. Jump on a Reaper Lizard, they'll come after you until you are dead, or at least until they hit you once, you know? So like back there I hit a Wastelander, and they what's the word? What is the word? What is the word? I'm trying to find the word. And yeah, they kept coming after me until they hit me or until I was dead. I forget which one. Anyway, let's see what Deimos has for us.
Keeping people alive out here, keeping them full of hope, it can be daunting.
I'd say you've made a good life here.
You too must make a life, Jak. Take your destiny into your own hands. Look, sand cannot keep a shape by itself, but add water, and it becomes malleable. Fate can be such if you add the right element.
Eco.
Our minds think alike. My monks say the world is coming to an end, but I am a survivor. I say we live on long after this world dies. Be ready. You are shaping up to be one of my finest warriors, and I'll need you for the trials ahead. I mustn't lose you, like I lost my son.
You had a child?
Long ago. But much has been sacrificed in this war so that others could live. Anyway, it matters not. We're having serious trouble with Marauders lately. I want you to take a vehicle and hunt down their warrior patrols. Go, and make war your own.
Okay, that's pretty much. If you were ever doubtful that Deimos actually gave a dang about Jak in a paternal fashion, that pretty much confirms it right there. We learned right there that, you know, it's built up to us. Deimos had a son. Well, yeah, Deimos had a son, and he lost him. And the only assumption you can make is that he lost him outside in the wasteland. Marauders, metalheads, that's the assumption. And as a result, it kind of shows why Deimos softens to Jak. Jak never knew his father. He seems like this angry kid. If you really think about it, Jak comes off as this very angry kid, you know. And can you blame him? He's kind of had his life turned upside down ever since he arrived in this time period. I think he was like, what, 15 when it happened? And then at like 17, 18, he pretty much gets, you know, treat it like a pariah. So he's like, screw it. It's just an Asian kid. And here's Deimos out in the wasteland, like, I don't got time for this. You have a lot of potential, but I do not have time to put up with your attitude. But instead of like beating him down and treating him like what's him up here, treating him like any other individual, he's like, okay, I'm gonna help. I was like, okay, we can do this. Now, Deimos said for this one, and we'll get back to that in point second, because I got a little bit more to say about that. But Deimos said just pick a vehicle, go to the wasteland, and deal with the Marauders. I'm gonna let you know right now. You can pick any vehicle out here. Okay? These are vehicles that I believe you probably saw in the secret screen. A lot of these vehicles you have to purchase. You have to purchase to unlock. So if you have some of these already purchased, you can use them. I'm going to use the sand shark, because while the dune hopper might be the more fun option, and I've used it all the time, I'm going to use the sand shark because going forward in the series, like legit going forward, the sand shark becomes Jack's the sort of flagship vehicle. So this is tower defense. As you can see up there in the top corner, you have Sparkus's wall, and you want to prevent that from getting blown up. So you have two primary targets you're trying to shoot down: the siege weapons and kamikaze drivers. The thing about the kamikaze drivers is that they're kind of sort of idiots. Like legit, they're kind of idiots. Like that right there. You're supposed to drive up, hit the wall, that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about it too much. And I'm not gonna lie, when I pulled the sand shark out for this mission, this was not the mission I thought I was gonna do. You'll see in a second. But I think we have to do that mission while we're still out here. But this one, yeah, you don't have to worry about the Marauders. And once again, this is not a issue with the AI in the HD collection. This is just an issue with the AI in Jack period, because there's so much going on. They have, oh, what's this? A beam generator. We got another precursor part.
This is Seam. Marauders have attacked one of our artifact digs and stolen a very important item. We think they may have taken it to their stronghold. We would be most grateful if you find their outpost and retrieve it. We'll make it worth your while. I promise.
Interesting. Okay, so lots to unpack there. But yeah, no, yeah, the AI, because you got three things to worry about. You got the Marauders trying to ram you and shoot you, and then we got the flaming Marauders designed to run into the wall. They'll more likely hit somebody else and spin out, as you saw. Also, the mission I thought we were going to do, here it is, and it turns out you actually are required to use this one. Because I forgot how you get there. But yeah, no, going back to Seam, Seam actually gave us a call. Okay, so before we do anything else, I need myself some boost, because we're in the Dune Hopper, which means it is by law that you have to do. Wait for it, and launching! I always do this, I can't help it. It's just how it is. But yeah, no, yeah, because remember, Seam had a massive problem with us. Seam had a massive problem with us in the opening of the game. And where he begrudgingly helps us on our quest. Because he's one of those monks who's jaded. Like, how often do you actually see that as, like, a default? the monks who are like an entire monk order who's just a bunch of jaded cynics. I don't think I've ever seen that in fiction. But here's the Marauder stronghold. You might have noticed a couple times while we were traversing the desert. So what we're going to do, I think we got to go around this way. Yeah, I forgot you have to bring this one for this one. Bring this vehicle for this because you are required to pull this number right here. Oh. By the way, don't use the boost for this. You will overshoot and you will go into the water. Believe me, I've made that mistake before. And it's like I messed up today. Yep. Going down! Oh god! Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. You really do have to aim these properly. When we get around the Jack X, I mean, that's gonna be the next one. That's gonna be the next game in the Jack and Daxter's trilogy. So in the Jack and Daxter series that I'm gonna do. Snap. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what the brake button was for a second there because I never use it. You never really have to. At least if I do, it's only for like minor stuff. I just anyway. But yeah, no, it's just kind of weird that Seam called us specifically for help, especially after he had such a problem with us beforehand. There we go. So now we have to survive this. What that is. But they forget, I have a beam that effectively becomes the best area of effect ever. By the way, don't worry about hitting your vehicle. I believe they make it invincible for this entire proceeding, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Also, you can't stay in one place too long because those siege weapons will inevitably hit you. So just run around and fire. They drop yellow eco ammo, might as well use it, right? Also, you can tell where the siege weapons are hit because you see a bright light light up the ground. It is recommended for that reason that you do this particular mission during the night because it makes it much easier to see. Blue Marauder vehicles.
You gotta catch him, Jack!
Blue Marauder vehicles. How interesting. Now you have to destroy these vehicles in a time limit, which I won't deny. I forgot a little bit about, but yeah, no, you do need to destroy these in a time limit, which does make the Dune Hopper a little inconvenient for this. Because it's not the fastest vehicle. The Sand Shark is actually the better vehicle to bring for this. But the Dune Hopper, luckily, has this, which makes it easier to destroy it. So yeah. So just gotta time your movements just right. Don't get caught on anything. This is the one time I don't think you should use the Dune Hopper's jump and boost feature because it will bite you in the rear. There you go.
Oh yeah, you're buying him up.
What are you doing, man?
Catch the last Marauder!
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, Dax. Now I think we can do this. There he is. You guys can actually see its freaking tire tracks before he even came up. Excuse me? There we go. And mine.
Shaq, You found another artifact for the forest ruins, but we are still missing the most important piece. Bring back the items you found, and we will try to find where the last piece is hidden. We must find out what that Daystar really is, and we believe the forest ruins may hold the answers.
Okay. So yeah, you heard from Samus there. We got 3 of the 4 pieces, and we're still missing 1 more. And now we're going to head back to Haven City to take care of that. Yep. Come on. There we go. Come on. Come on. Roll over. There we go. Oh, before you, in case you're wondering, no, the blue Marauder vehicles will not show up randomly in the open world now that you've bought them. Those are one-off vehicles that just show up because they show up. Now let's go ahead and get inside the inside here so that we can get to where we need to get to. Excuse me. Remember, one thing to do is try to just jump and boost straight into the here. Okay, so I needed to get this taken care of and done. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and call it a part here. In the next one, we are going to head to Haven City and handle whatever business needs to be handled there. I believe we're going to probably talk to Onan, since before we left here, there was a mission at with a shield on it, I believe is Freedom HQ. So we will handle that when we handle that. I'll let you'll know what we're going to do in the next one. So I've been Anansi, and I will catch you later. Deuces.